Today I want to do a little exercise with you in which we are going to see clearly if we choose our thoughts or not, or if our thoughts are just spontaneously appearing and over them we have no control. Okay, so to begin with, definitely don't be doing something else right now. Don't be listening to this video while driving, or perhaps you can do that maybe, but definitely not while doing other stuff actively. You definitely want to be just sitting down. Give yourself some time to go through the little bit of a guidance that we're going to do in this video, okay? So take a second to close your eyes. One thing I want you to recognize that the moment you close your eyes, you actually just notice that automatically thinking is happening. Automatically thoughts are just happening. Now, for a moment, let's say for the next 15 seconds, consciously try not to think. Go ahead. So for some, you can't even go a second without a thought automatically appearing. For some, you're able to go out perhaps a few seconds without thinking, yet a thought inevitably appears. And that's totally natural. We're not trying to stop the functioning of mind. The mind's nature is thinking. And oftentimes you get into spirituality and meditation and you think the purpose of spirituality is to kill the mind. And it is not so. So one thing to recognize that naturally, mind thinks. That is the mind's job, right? Just like the eyes see. You're not trying to kill the eyes, right? So stop trying to kill the mind. Acknowledge that thinking is the mind's nature. So one thing to pay close attention to here is that the moment you close your eyes and even try your best not to think, thoughts just automatically are happening with or without your consent. Not only are they just happening automatically, but also which thoughts appear, the content of thoughts, what they are saying, what they are projecting, what they are interpreting, is also sort of spontaneous. Perhaps it's something that you're currently experiencing that the thoughts are interpreting, or something of the past pops up, or it's some sort of anticipation about what you're going to have for dinner later. Whatever it is, just notice how the mind automatically just starts churning out these thoughts. So one thing for sure you can accept, everybody, is that I don't have full control of the mind. I don't fully choose what I think. So let's at least first draw the line right there, you see? Because to think you have full control of what you think is absurdity. It is absolutely denial of, and you can just see it through the very, very simple exercise that we just did. So at least every single person, right? Everybody can admit this, that I do not have full control over what I think. Now, the next question is, do I have any control over what I think? Do I have the capacity to choose my thoughts? Any thoughts, even one thought? So now I want you to do the same thing. Close your eyes. Don't try to not think, but close your eyes, take a second, and then try to consciously choose a thought. Whatever thought, try to choose something to think. So what did you choose to think? Perhaps you chose to think pancake, or you chose to think car, or a yellow elephant. Whatever you chose to think, question, why did I choose to think that one thing? Out of the infinity of concepts, out of the trillions and trillions of ideas and concepts and things and objects that I am aware of, that I know exist, why did I choose to think yellow elephant or money? See here, then now mind may automatically start offering its interpretations and speculations as to why you chose to think that, because perhaps you had just seen a yellow elephant earlier today, an image of it, or, it's something from the past that made you think this. But see, again, right now you, quote unquote, chose to think this one thing. But out of the infinity of things, this is what the choice was. Did you go through the catalog of the infinite concepts that you know, the millions and millions of concepts that you know, and things and objects that you know, and then select that? Or in the moment when I asked you to choose a thought, it just yellow elephant, just a spontaneous appearance, just a spontaneous thought, along with which came the sense of choosing it, the sense of thinking it. Yet I want you to acknowledge and question and reflect, not just perhaps while we're doing this on the video, but even later on in the day. You must acknowledge this. You must contemplate this. Even me choosing a thought, is that really me choosing a thought? Why did I choose this over a million other things that I could have chosen? What was even my process of choosing? It is very, very important that you do this. In doing so, it becomes very clear that even me consciously choosing to think something is also very, very spontaneous, out of my control. The choice itself, the thinkingness itself, is just the mind's spontaneous functioning. Is there choice there? That's what I would like you to reflect upon. You see, mind is very cunning in this way, and mind is very, very sticky in this way. Any thought that arises, it has an associated sense of I am thinking it. Why? Because that which you are, right? The closest experience, your primary experience is awareness, is being aware. Being aware is your nature. It is closer and more intimate to you than the experience of your body. The experience of the body is in awareness. There's an awareness of it. being aware is closer and more intimate to you than even your feeling. Feelings are, there's an awareness of them. Being aware is even closer and more intimate at no distance from you than even the thinking. Even the thinking, there's an awareness of. So being aware is your nature. Not you, the body's nature. Your nature. I'm talking to the you that is faceless, nameless, timeless, conceptless, formless, boundaryless, limitless, definitionless. That is your nature, being aware. And so that's why we say it is at no distance from you, and it is your primary. It is that which enables experiencing. Without being aware, there is no experiencing. Everything that you know of depends on your being aware. So see how mind also is just we can say the activity of this one. It is that you in motion, in movement. Or we can say it another way. Mind in motion, in movement, is thinkingness. Right? That's why there's this very intimate quality of I am thinking this. And then we can say mind at rest. Right? Perhaps when you meditate, mind at rest is then the awareness of it, the observing of it. So mind in motion is the active thinking and doing. Mind at rest is just you as you are. Mind in motion is you appearing to be this and that and this and that, becoming this, gaining that and losing this. Mind at rest is peace, happiness. So it is not you as a something that is going between mind and awareness, or you as a separate body or thing that has a mind or has an awareness. You are the source of it all. You are that which is aware. And the mind is also just that. Thinkingness is also just that. Just like the walking is the activity of the legs. And when the walking stops, the legs don't not exist. But the walking is not really a thing. Walking is just the activity of the legs. And perhaps this example isn't the best example we can use, but I want you to see it like that. Think of all of it as one. And it in motion is the thinkingness. So it feels like I am this thinker. I am the thinkingness. Whereas it at rest, it is just knowing. I want you to see these two as the inseparable counterparts. Object and subject. They arise and subside together. And the motion, right, the movement of mind, it's all spontaneous. And it is clearly seen so when we just do these simple sort of contemplations like we did on this in this video. A spontaneous occurrence. Thoughts happening. In the happening of thoughts, there's this illusion, this sense of I am the thinker. And almost like this is my ultimate truth, this is my ultimate reality, this is what I am. Yet, at rest, I am as I really am. So with this, then, you can even bring up the question, who would be there to make a choice? When we talk about choice, there's a automatic assumption that there is a thing, a separate individual thing that is there to make a choice, to choose a thought. This thing which has an awareness is doing something, is making the choice. Whereas the thought or action chosen and the chooser themselves are both appearances in the knowing of it, in the awareness, in you, right? Your primary experience is not the thought being chosen. It is not the body supposedly choosing this thought. Both are secondary. Your primary experience is being aware, knowing. And this knowing, is it an object? Is it a thought? Is it a feeling? Is it a sensation? Is it a thing being aware? And this is where your inner contemplation begins, to see that that which knows is not nowhere to be found in experience. It is very self-evident because it is here. It is me. It is sensed as this aliveness, this beingness, yet it is nowhere to be found in experience. So this is what I want you to play around with. Don't need to necessarily draw any conclusions, I guess. If this doesn't make sense, or even if this does make sense, see in your own experience. And right now, if there is a tendency to really overthink, overanalyze, mind constantly in motion, then know that that is your biggest obstacle towards this inner contemplation. That is your biggest obstacle towards self-understanding, self-knowledge, inner peace, happiness, right? Because if that mind is constantly just that psychological activity constantly in motion, then you will appear to just be this and that. And that is your restlessness right there, that veils the peace of your true nature. Whereas that activity and rest is the very peace that you seek. So I do have a video for you that will help you with this overthinking habit, because again, it is perhaps your greatest obstacle to deeper understanding. It is what complicates your life. It is what creates all your suffering. So I'll put that somewhere on the screen right now. Go watch that video. And more importantly, live in these reflections. Contemplate this, care about this, be interested in this. Don't just watch these videos for entertainment and then go back into your restlessness. But instead, occupy your attention with this, because this ultimately is what will take you deeper. So go ahead and watch that video. I'll see you next time.